Welcome back, guys. We are with Dimitri from the Bandai Namco. You're the community manager for Dragon Ball.
I am a community specialized. I specialize in community things.
And we're joined by Steve as well.
Hello.
Hey, Steve.
So tell us about this new 2D Dragon Ball Fighter. You know, I was just talking to you about this. I grew up on the 2D Dragon Ball games on the Super Famicom.
Famicom, that's right. Not
Yeah.
Super Nintendo, never came out on Super Nintendo.
And I think this is the first time we've seen a 2D Dragon Ball game since back then.
If we want to get technical, there was
PlayStation.
Butoden. On a console, yes.
Yeah.
So Arc System Works did the one for 3DS.
Oh,
they did
okay.
Butoden.
Okay.
So yeah, there has been other ones. And yeah, surprise, surprise, Arc System Works doing a 2D Dragon Ball. And it's actually, a lot of people have trouble pronouncing it. It's Dragon Ball FighterZ. Not FightersZ, not Dragon Ball Z, FighterZ. FighterZ, Dragon Ball FighterZ, you got it. Yeah. So that's the name of it. We're demoing it here at E3. There are 6 characters total. We have 3 from the heroes, 3 from the villain side, and so that's Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan on the hero side.
Right.
And then we have Boo, Cell, and the last one and Frieza. Why am I blanking on Frieza? He's on there as well, and that's the villain side. So we have, it's a 3-on-3 fighting game, 2D. If you're familiar with Arc System Works, crazy combos. We're aiming for it to be like a hardcore fighting game. We want to get the anime fans and the hardcore fighting game community together.
I played a lot of Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear, so I'm very familiar with their games.
Yep. And it's got those types of features, like it has the dust strike, so you're able to kick the guys up in the air, combo off there, and just like keep comboing unless the person knows how to stop that.
And the art style, can we just talk about that for a second?
It is glorious, right?
It's incredible how you can tell it's rendered in 3D, but every shot looks like a 2D still.
Right.
Oh wait, it's rendered in 3D?
And so if you're not familiar with the Arc System Works engine, anytime you see like the intro come up, you'll notice that the characters, they rotate. So it's a 3D polygon, but it's on a 2D plane, so 2.5D.
Right.
Yeah,
Get out of there.
It looks incredible. It looks like you're watching
watching the anime.
a straight up Dragon Ball Z cartoon.
Yes,
yeah,
it's so cool.
And it reminds me a lot of that Super Famicom game that you mentioned.
Yep.
From way back when, where with the screen filling fireballs and things like that.
And remember how cool we thought it looked like on the Super Famicom. Like, oh, this is, and then like going back, it's like super choppy. Like in this day and age, we're playing a cartoon now. It's amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, I'm seeing that it's actually 3D. Like this entire time, I thought it was a 2D game with really high quality, portrait cut-ins for special attacks. But wow, it's actually fully 3D.
It's fully polygon model. Yeah, they're fully polygon model. If you look when they're doing like their special attacks and stuff like that, yes, fully polygon.
This looks like it's straight out of the anime. It's incredible.
It's dope. Like I think it will compete with some of the other 2D fighting games on the market. Yeah.
What's your involvement with this project?
I'm the community specialist, so I handle all the social media for it. I'm gonna plan live streams, and the more as we get more info about the game, I'm gonna be relaying it to the public.
And Dragon Ball Z, we can tell by the shots.
See, you already said Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon
Ball FighterZ.
Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Dragon Ball FighterZ.
You can tell by the video that we've seen. It looks very like there's different styles of fighting games. Some are more chaotic, some are more like technical. This one looks like there's a lot going on in any shot. So can you talk a little bit about the style of fighter and how that feeling of it being like a big chaotic fight sort of fits Dragon Ball?
I'm glad you said chaotic. It's actually, I would call it more controlled chaos. Where
I'm sure when you're playing it, like you know what you're doing, but as a spectator when I'm watching it, it just looks like a lot of stuff happening.
There's insane things going on, but once you're playing it, you have so much control. Like I said, we were talking about the dust strike, where you're able to kick guys up in the air, the ultimate attacks and stuff like that. So there's so much control, and it's more about the feeling. And actually, we now that I talk about the feeling of the game, we actually announced a closed beta as well, so people are going to be able to get their hands on it pretty soon. We haven't announced the date of the closed beta, but people really have to get their hands on it. It's hard to really explain how chaotic the game is and how controlled it is when you're playing. I know watching it.
Some games, like you can if you don't know the exact way to do combos, and you're just gonna look kind of lame. Other games you can just button mash and you're gonna make cool shit happen. Like this seems like the latter. Like you're gonna make something cool. Yes. It's gonna look cool, even if you're not that good.
It's gonna look cool even if you don't know what you're doing, but it's gonna look even cooler once you figure out what you're doing.
Right. So you mentioned this as like a possible like tournament, like esports, like standing toe to toe. Is that a goal you guys had in mind? Are you aiming for that? Are you trying
that's
to
the goal we had
trying to
in
get into
mind,
like
yeah.
Evo and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, we want to go to Evo. There's nothing in the cards. I don't want to, say anything on record. But that's the goal, is to, get it to these big tournaments. Get it to Evo. Have it at the finals. Guilty Gear was at the finals. Why can't Dragon Ball be at the finals?
I think it can be.
I
mean,
think so. Yeah.
Dragon Ball has so many iconic characters that many people can recognize, right? This is the Dragon Ball game that I think people have been waiting for, because not that I didn't like, the Budokai games, the recent Dragon Xenoverse,
Yeah.
but the visuals, the effects in this are very much in lieu to what I would expect in the Dragon Ball anime. Like, I keep drawing parallels to the anime because this is the closest thing to it that we've seen in video game form, I feel.
And I think that was the biggest goal for the developers, was to have that anime look forward to where people that like the Dragon Ball series can relate, but then also have that hardcore fighting formula in there as well, to where people that play Guilty Gear and play these really hardcore 2D fighting games can still get into it,
So can we talk just a second about character balance? Character balance is such a key aspect of fighter design. Mm-hmm. You really need everyone to have different strengths, to feel different from each other, but also to not overpower each other.
Yes.
Dragon Ball is almost all about overpowering each other. You've got these larger than life characters that are crazy powered.
Yep.
So in a game like this, where that's the whole thrust and everyone is super powerful, how do you get the balance right?
That is really tough, and we actually leave that up to Arc System Works. They know how to balance characters. What they specialize in with them, and I don't know if you played any other old Arc System Works, I know you have before, they specialize in really balancing small rosters of characters. They don't have huge rosters, but they have these specific characters where they're not just palette swaps of other characters. They're individual, they're either slow-paced, high-powered characters, or these fast-paced, low-powered characters, where they strike quick and they back out and they don't take that much damage, So they know how to balance the game for sure. That's not the word, and that's the the biggest feedback I've gotten from the show floor was each character is balanced and each character is an individual.
Cool. It looks like I said, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
When we saw the trailer, it was just like, oh my goodness gracious.
People flipped their lid. It was crazy. I loved it.
Do you have? You mentioned a beta release. Do you have a release date? Anything to look forward to?
We don't have one yet. I would say stay tuned to our Twitter at BanditNetwork
Look
US.
forward to in the near future.
Please look forward to it soon.
on Twitter.
But follow us at BanditNetwork US, and we will have beta information as we get closer to the release date.
Cool.
But we, like I said, we want to get this into as many people's hands as soon as possible.